let's get started before we hop into the breakdown of what we'll go through today as you all come online. Is just a quick introduction to who is going to be guiding you through all this. Oops. All right, so I am Joanne. I will moderate through this entire presentation, and I've got some Shippo experts with me, Mike and Malcolm on the sales team. Mike, if you want to give a quick introduction, go for it.
Yeah, of course. So my name is Mike Hathaway. I am on our sales team here at Shippo. Been here about 18 months. And I have experience working with e-commerce businesses, helping them get started, and of course, brick and mortar businesses making the transition to e-commerce as well. So I'm really happy to be helping businesses either get started online or helping to take advantage of a new method of sales online, especially during this time.
Cool. And Malcolm, all dressed up in our awesome Shippo gear.
Yeah, hey everyone. Excited to chat with everyone. My name is Malcolm. I'm on the sales team with Mike here at Shippo. Have some experience working with e-commerce customers from the Shippo side, but before I was at Shippo, I actually worked for a larger online retailer, and then after that, I worked for Walmart e-commerce. So I've seen quite a bit in the space from large to small, and hopefully I can share some of that knowledge with you guys today.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to help our customers and any new users as they all come online, given the current situation and just in general, to help give them some guidance on how to best navigate e-commerce and shipping. Before we jump into it, it's going to be a little bit of a breakdown into the most frequent questions that we get from our customers. But I wanted to give everyone an overview of, Shippo and how it works and how we can help with managing everything that you guys have going on in your space with your orders and shipping. So I'm going to actually kick it off with Malcolm, who I think can give us his sales pitch and his his view into why Shippo works so great.
Yeah. So, just giving you guys a really high level overview of what Shippo is and what it does and really why we've built this platform for our small and medium-sized business partners across the board, is that we are an order management platform that gives merchants access to discounted rates and powerful, intelligent software tools to make their entire shipping workflow easier and smarter, as well as improve and enhance the customer experience for the end user, for the folks who are receiving the package. So if you're a merchant, you have to get your items to customers. What happens in the process for how you go about that and the experience the customers have can vary greatly based on the tools you have in front of you. And so that's what we've tried to do is to furnish our partners with the absolute best tools and access to the best, cheapest rates, and to do that as quickly as possible, as well as have a pleasant and delightful experience for their customers on the end.
Perfect. That was an awesome intro into how we're going to break this down for everyone. Obviously, with the current COVID situation, we're all inside. You can't really go into a store and buy things that you used to normally be able to do. So what we'll get started with is, as you come online, what are some of the first things you should be doing, and break down from that way. And so one of my very first questions that I'm going to punt off to Mike here is, how do I choose my packaging? And if you can give us some guidance around there, that would be great.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. And this is a question we get asked very often by either customers that are coming online for the first time or trying to find ways to overall minimize their cost when it comes to shipping. And so we got a lot of questions kind of in this vein. And so we decided to broaden it to an overall topic here at Shippo. So when it comes to choosing your packaging, Making it fit your product to ship both safely and effectively is the first and foremost concern that we want to make sure customers take into account. So if your product is fragile, make sure you pack it with enough packing supplies so that it can make it through transit safely and effectively. And then when it comes to picking the type of box that you're shipping out, you have a ton of different options. And so a lot of our customers do start out with USPS provided packaging. And this is a great option for businesses who are just getting started because they give this packaging away for free. So as I'm sure you know, USPS provides flat rate and regional boxes that have USPS priority mail written on them. I thought I had a USPS priority mailbox to show you here, but unfortunately I did just ship it out myself to my mother this morning. But they give away different, both flat rate and priority mail boxes. The flat rate boxes do, as the name implies, have a flat rate associated with shipping them. And here at Shippo, we get discounts on those flat rate options. So on this next screen here, you'll see all of our different discounts associated with those flat rate boxes that you can send out that USPS will give you for free. And one of the great services that USPS provides is that they'll ship these to your home. All you have to do is go on USPS.com and order them there, and they'll send them out to you. These all do have a flat rate associated with them. So what you're seeing on your screen now is the cost associated with shipping all of those specific type of flat rate boxes with USPS. So if those flat rate boxes don't necessarily work for you, then we do have a few different options available outside of shipping with a flat rate box. And that can either include having your own packaging or having other boxes provided by a carrier or maybe even an envelope that you're sending out. So one of the most important things to understand when it comes to picking your packaging is that the weight and the overall size of the box influence the price of shipping dramatically. So you want to make sure it's as small as possible and as light as possible when shipping out your item, with the understanding that you do need to make sure that it gets there safely. So when it comes to choosing your packaging, overall, you want to make sure it's as light as possible. And with that focus on weight, you can determine exactly how much your shipment will cost based on the actual end weight of your package by looking at either a rate chart like you're viewing on your screen right now, or by entering it in Shippo, and we'll give you the lowest rate we have available. So in the next slide that Joel put up on the screen here is around zones. And zones are important, and I'm sure if you've looked into your shipping options, you'll see that there are zones associated with your shipping costs for specific weights. And this means zones are based on the distance away from you as the sender the package is going. So for instance, a zone 1 package is going anywhere within a 50-mile radius of your original location, and all the way up to zone 8, which is 1,800 miles away from your location. So with that information and a relative idea of where your customers are going to be, whether or not you're just shipping locally or across the country, you should be able to figure out your exact shipping cost based on the package selection. So when it comes to choosing your packaging, you have free options that are provided by USPS. Those can either have flat rate or cost based on the zone and weight associated with them. And then you have your own packaging options, which can include things like a regular box or a poly mailer or an envelope. And those will all be based on the overall size and weight of the box and the distance that it's going away from you from a cost perspective.
Awesome. Sorry, I was looking at some of the questions, and you actually got most of them through your conversation through here. And I'm sorry for the slide movement here. We're trying to kind of make this as informal as possible, and we just put this all together for everyone as we saw the questions come in last night. And you spoke a little bit about this throughout your answer here, Mike, but any more guidance around how customers can save on costs? And you had me also put up some test rates with UPS on the slide as well. So I think you had a question that you wanted to answer through here.
Yeah, of course. And I think this is a common question we get from customers is, how do I know how much my shipment is going to cost me to send out to customers? And how does that influence how I will charge for customers in the shopping cart as they're making a purchase? So Shippo as a platform really comes into the experience for you as the vendor or the shipper after your customer hits buy. So we don't actually determine how you list costs within your shopping cart. That's totally up to you, and your options are usually specific to your e-commerce platform that you're using, or if you're selling on Amazon or Etsy or just on Facebook, you can set that cost however you'd like. Some very common methods for setting this cost are flat rate options, where you charge everybody the same amount for shipping, or free shipping, where you have the cost of the average cost of shipping baked into the cost of your item, or even more specific types of options that are available within your e-commerce shopping cart, like zone-based shipping, or having a rate calculator that shows the actual cost of shipping. And so all of these come down to really understanding exactly how much on average it's going to cost you to ship your specific item, so that you can, one, either charge your customer that exact amount, or two, make sure it's priced into the cost of your items so that you're not losing money on the actual shipment itself. So a couple different ways our customers get an understanding of what that average cost associated with each shipment is. First, it's that rate card, and we're happy to send that out to anybody on this call who'd like a copy of it. Our customers will either use Zone 5 as their average point, because it is the one right in the middle of the zone chart there. So you can expect, if you're shipping across the country, that half your costs will be under, half your costs will be over, and Zone 5 is a great way to average out those costs. Or our customers will use Zone 8, which is the maximum cost, and that allows them to make a little bit of margin on each shipment that they send out. But certainly you don't want to overcharge customers for those shipments, because the number one thing associated with shopping cart abandonment in the e-commerce space is seeing too high of a shipping cost associated with it. So that's why we see the majority of our customers opt for a free shipping option within their store, with an exact understanding of how much their average shipment will cost, so that they can bake that into the price of their items. Now, this does get a little bit trickier when you have multiple items being purchased, but tools like this rate chart, or Shippo in general, can give you a great understanding of how much it will cost you. And so the screenshot that Joe shared, or that Joe has on this presentation, going over the UPS rates, is a fantastic example of how you can use our platform to get a good understanding of exactly what your costs will be for shipments going forward. This is my Shippo account. I ship things out of here all the time. As I mentioned, I shipped something to my mom just this morning. And what I often do with customers is put in all of their items into my Shippo account, and then pull up rates based on a shipment that's in Zone 1, Zone 5, Zone 8, so that they can understand exactly, one, which carrier is going to be the cheapest for them to use, whether that's USPS or UPS, and then two, the cost associated with that shipment in each zone, so that they can then bake that into their price, offer it as a flat rate, or once again, have it within zone-based shipping rules within your e-commerce platform. So when it comes to minimizing shipping costs, you want to make sure you have your package as light as possible. Once again, keeping it as safe in transit as you can. And then having a really good understanding of how much that shipment is going to cost, where you can use resources like rate cards or the Shippo platform in general to test shipments and provide yourself that information while taking advantage of our discounts for your customers.
Awesome. Thank you for breaking that down for us. I know that one could get a little bit complicated, but with some of these resources that we'll send out to everyone that has registered for the webinar and is on this call right now, you guys can see kind of what those rate cards look like. And then
apologies, Joe, I don't mean to interject. I just saw a really good question in our chat, and I think it fits right in this conversation before we move on. If you do have your own carrier accounts, like a FedEx account or a UPS account, you can add that to Shippo as well, so that you can see your rates versus our rates And in cases where your rates are better, you can still purchase that postage directly through our platform. You'll get billed through FedEx or UPS directly, just like you would purchasing on their platform. But at least you have the price transparency to know that you're getting the lowest shipping costs associated with every single package that you send out.
Yep, that's a great point. And I think I have a screenshot on like how that works later on in the presentation. And it's just great to see kind of the comparison across the board. So great point, and thank you for grabbing that question. And my next question, obviously, in this time is, okay, I've got my package, and I need to actually send it to my customers, but I can't go outside right now. And also, typically, you don't want to go to the post office that often with as many packages that you have. So, what are my options here? And Malcolm, I'm gonna give this one to you.
Yeah, of course. Happy to answer. So one of the really awesome things when you're utilizing Shippo and utilizing our web app platform is that you have carrier pickup scheduling right in the app. Of course, it goes without being said, as Joe had mentioned, given the current situation, minimizing your interaction, going into different post offices, et cetera, is probably not something that most shippers are looking forward to doing or want to actually do. So with that, you can schedule carrier pickups immediately in the Shippo app right in your shipments tab for the carrier to come and pick up your parcels. Generally, that's about with a 24-hour notice to have that shipment picked up. And that's available for USPS and DHL Express. And then, of course, if you're utilizing carrier pickups for somebody like UPS and FedEx, that can still be accomplished, however, be scheduled directly with that carrier. So really, really helpful, of course, from a safety perspective in the current situation, but also too, just for convenience. Lugging packages back and forth, going to the post office are all things that add time and take away from you running your business or having a little bit more free time. So utilizing the schedule pickup functionality within Shippo is a great way to give you a little bit of time back in your day and hopefully restore a little bit of sanity and not spend it in a line at the post office.
Totally. And in the same breath, can you also talk about scan forms and manifesting and how those are beneficial to, and sometimes required for some of these carriers?
Yeah. So, Joe had just mentioned two terms, scan forms and manifests. And just to give you a little bit of context, if you're not familiar with it or you're sort of new to the process, they're more or less used interchangeably between carriers. So the United States Postal Service will require you to have a scan form if you have a significant amount of volume that you are picking, or that they are picking up, or even if you are dropping it off. And so what a scan form or manifest is it's basically assigning one barcode that can be scanned by the receiver, the person who's picking up the packages, that's associated with all of your shipments. So if they didn't have such a piece of functionality, they would literally scan each individual package. Imagine if you have 100 packages and they have to scan each one individually. This is something that wouldn't be efficient for the carrier. So what they do is they request that you have a printout or a scan form manifest that assigns all of them to one barcode. The great news is that you can automatically do that, as you can see on the slide, in your shipments tab. So you can associate all of your activity for that day that you're dropping off or having picked up by the carrier with one single barcode. So the exact process of when they would require you to have a manifest or a scan form is a little bit situational and dependent on each individual post office representative. But with that, the good news is you can already start doing it, and it actually saves everybody a bunch of time, and you might make a new friend with your postal carrier.
Awesome. Friends are always great. And then I'm going to come right back to you because, I've got my packages, I've have the carrier that I want to use, and I'm all ready to send these off to my customers. And sometimes things get lost, and sometimes things don't make it to where they need to go. And we always encourage everyone to add insurance, but would love your kind of perspective here and guidance here as well.
Yeah, no, of course. So, one thing that's super important is insurance. Depending upon the types of items you're sending or your business model, insurance may be something that is priority number one, or it may be something that is a total afterthought. But with Shippo, no matter where you stand in terms of that prioritization, adding insurance and even the claims process is really, really simple, and something that isn't a complete nightmare. If you've ever gone through the shipping claims insurance process with, say, for instance, USPS directly, it leaves a little something to be desired, to be polite. Um, Going through multiple phone numbers and trying to get in contact with an actual human person can be quite an art form. With Shippo, we've partnered with Shipsurance, a vetted third-party partner, for a simple, easy claims process where you can speak directly with a domestic agent and expedite your claims process so you can resolve any issues if they do come up. As far as the mechanism for adding insurance on Shippo, even simpler. It's simply adding insurance to the rate of 1.25% of the declared value or 1% of the declared value, depending upon what Shippo plan you are on. Um, and like I said, it's a simple process if you do need to execute that claim. So it's something that can be added for any of your shipments within Shippo across the board. More details on that too, we can provide links. But know that you are covered. And in the event that you do need to exercise that insurance coverage, it's a simple process, and our third-party partner has your back.
Awesome. Thank you for talking us through that. And Mike already talked about this a little bit. And so that's why I was saying it's going to come up in the presentation. But can you talk a little bit more about multiple carriers and being able to access it within Shippo, and whether or not they use ours that we already have in there or their own? You spoke on it really quickly, but you might have more.
Yeah, of course, Joe. And clearly I did not remember what questions we had organized everything into like master questions. So I apologize about that, but you're absolutely right. This is a critical portion of Shippo's value add to customers or vendors that are entering the e-commerce space, is the ability to have price transparency when shopping carrier rates to ensure that you get the lowest rate for each individual shipment. So as I mentioned in one of the previous answers, Shippo not only provides discounts, not only has discounts with USPS, UPS, and DHL, but we can also compare against the accounts that you already may be shipping through. So what the GIF is on the screen that you're viewing is the process for adding your own carrier account. So when you sign up for Shippo initially, you'll automatically have USPS and DHL rates applied. If you'd like to take advantage of our UPS rates, you'll go to our settings and carriers tab, and then there's a big brown button right on that page that you keep seeing flash, and it says get special UPS discounts. Once you go ahead and confirm your address information in that section, you'll have UPS there for both domestic and international shipments that are leaving the United States. So all of those options will be available as soon as you do set up your Shippo platform. And then from there, you can also add your own carrier accounts in that same settings and carrier section, and we'll bring in your rates and your negotiated products with FedEx, UPS, about 30 other carriers, including regionals like OnTrack or GLS. We work with a number of different regional carriers, and I can help you expand your carrier coverage if you're looking to take advantage of similar shipping routes very often. So certainly that's another way we help our customers, is not just by providing you rate transparency, but helping you explore new carriers to fulfill shipments that you're sending out fairly frequently.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah. And from the GIF, you'll see kind of how you set up in Shippo. But if you are just looking to explore who we work with in general, it's on our website as well. So at the very top of this slide, you'll also see from our website the carriers that we partner with. Sorry, I muted myself before moving forward. You've chosen your carriers, you have your packages, you have a pickup ready to go. How do I, let my customers know that a package is coming their way? This is one of the best experiences that most customers have right now and really enjoy. It's my favorite thing to know that a package is coming my way. It's kind of like, a little present in the mail. So I like to know when that's happening. And I'm going to go to you, Malcolm, with this question. But how do I let my customers know their package is coming?
Yeah, Joe, thanks. I think I share the same sort of sentiment with you. And I think most of you who are tuning in probably can share in the same experiences. As soon as you order something, you want to know, when's it going to come? Like, where is it? Especially with the current situation, I find myself tracking my packages incessantly, wondering when they're going to arrive. And obviously, that's something that's super important to your customers across the board, whether you're sending socks or you're sending pasta, right? So it doesn't quite matter. That experience is something that customers demand and something that they deserve. So providing them a really clean and easy tracking experience for their package with notifications is something that Shippo helps you accomplish. So Shippo sends automatic tracking notification emails to your customers when you create the shipment or when the item is sent out. And what's awesome about that too is you can have that sent at time intervals. So meaning that you can either have it sent as soon as you create the shipment, or you can deliberately set a delay up to 24 hours. And as I had alluded to before, that maximum window for carrier pickup is usually about 24 hours. So you can sync that up if you're utilizing, per se, our carrier pickups in your shipments tab. Also, too, some of you may be using a platform like Shopify or some other e-commerce platform that already has built-in tracking notifications sent to your customers. The good news is you don't have to switch over to Shippo if you already currently like your experience for that tracking notification email. You can still utilize Shippo's platform and your current e-commerce platform's shipping notification email system. You would just indicate that in your Shippo settings. Additionally, too, with that tracking notification, it is a universal experience across carriers. So you're going to send your customers a link or in the email, a tracking notification landing page. Whether you're utilizing UPS or USPS, the same experience is presented to your customers. So it's consistent and it's also branded and customized, which is really cool. So any of your brand identity, I am partial to the color blue and say my company is Shippo, I could send them a tracking notification email with a landing page that's blue and has a beautiful a beautiful Shippo logo right on top. Additionally, too, not just at the onset of the experience with the creation of the shipment, they also receive a delivery notification email too. So to confirm, hey, look, if they popped out of the house, hopefully staying with 6 feet away from other folks, when they get back, they know that their shipment is waiting for them at the doorstep.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I mean, it's one of the kind of precedents that Amazon has set for everyone to just know when their package is coming. So it's good to know that our customers can do it as well. And then, okay, my package is sent out and it's going to my customer and they're super excited about it. But, you know, it might not be, you know, the blue that they wanted, or they wanted a bigger Shippo logo on their t-shirt or something. And so they want to maybe look at returning the item and hopefully getting something else from the website. But can you also talk us through handling returns and how we handle that?
Yeah, returns are, depending upon your business model, like I said, might be something that's on the forefront of your mind or something that you're still considering. And again, the good news is Shippo has your back. So utilizing our platform, you have a couple of different options for returns. And one of them being creating scan-based return labels automatically with your shipment. So what that means is you are generating a label that you do not pay for and is no cost to you unless your customer actually utilizes it for a return shipment. And then you will be charged for the usage of that label. And so basically what Shippo will do is it will generate that return label for you to print out and put in the package. So it's already presented to your customer with a clear and easy understanding of how they can send back a return to you. Additionally, too, if that doesn't suit your business model or something that you want to go with, you can also do easy one-off return labels that you can generate a PDF to send to your customer if they have to sort of mail or email in or reach out to you to set up a return process. So the great news is you don't have to type in any manual addresses, anything of that nature. We will take the customer information and essentially reverse that to create a return label for them to utilize sending back to you.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And finally, you have everything all set up. You've decided your packages, you've decided how you wanted to handle the entire process of shipping. Well, I mean, the very first thing you need to do, which we didn't get into, is how you set up and how you actually get your orders into Shippo, or how you connect your store. But Mike, can you talk a little bit about that and that process on our side?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Connecting your store obviously is a pivotal part of getting set up for shipping, and Shippo makes it really easy. So when you initially sign up for the first time, as soon as you pop into the platform, you'll see connect your store, and you'll have all different options for connecting different platforms, whether that be Etsy, eBay, Amazon from a marketplace perspective, or e-commerce options like Shopify, WooCommerce, Weebly, Squarespace. We support about 18 or 20 different options within Shippo now. And if you have already navigated out of that initial pop-up from when you signed up, you can always add your e-commerce platform at a later time by just going to our settings and e-commerce channels section, which you're seeing on your screen now. And in that section, there's a connect button next to each of the platforms. You hit that, and then it'll just confirm basic information about your store and usually have you log into your store to grant permission for us to be able to share order information both back and forth. So that when you do fulfill an order in Shippo, that information gets communicated back to your fulfillment or to your e-commerce platform, so that notifications can go out from there and the tracking information is included. So the process is a little bit different for each store. Some include the store's URL, some include the login information. But if you do have any questions, our support team is always happy to help. And I do see we have a question about getting connected. So if there's a follow-up question there, I'd be more than happy to assist with that after the call.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. And you mentioned our support team. We did get a couple questions around support through all of this. And, you know, as being part of the success team, I'll quickly talk about it. But we are online. We're available through chat and through a callback option when you're logged into Shippo. So if you click on the purple support button at the very bottom, you can reach us Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or actually 6 p.m. PST. And we will help you as quickly as we can. We've got a ton of customers coming online and lots of people with questions. So we're working through all of the requests right now, but the team is always happy to kind of reach out and help with anything as you have questions. But yes, we're online, and I can also send out that information when we send out this recording and this these slides in this presentation. We got a couple questions around there. I actually think with all the questions that we got through HubSpot and through the form that we had sent out with the email, and right now we have actually answered most, if not all, of the questions. There are a couple very specific ones that we will make sure we address from the support side and from, I think, some of the sales side. So that we'll reach out to you individually, and we'll make sure these answers to the questions that we did get in the chat are also included in that, along with this recording. But I think we've answered everything. Is there anything else top of mind from you, Mike and Malcolm, as customers start to come online?
I would just say that, first of all, really, really happy to have any new folks who are coming online, and really, really excited to partner with you and to be with you here throughout the entire process, and be a resource for you and a guide. And I think it goes without being said for all of us here, and even the folks who aren't in this webinar, but anybody else on behalf of Shippo, we really do welcome any questions or concerns or any issues that you have getting started. So if there's anything that you need help with, whether it be general tips like we've provided here about making your business more efficient, or how do you even do some of the basic things to sort of get your business off the ground, no question is a bad question for us, and we'd love to help no matter what it is.
Anything else to add, Mike?
No, I think Malcolm sums it up well. We love being a resource for anybody trying to start a new way for to help either their business or just something they might have running on the side run a little bit more smoothly and more cost effectively. So please feel free to reach out to us if it's about shipping, logistics, e-commerce. Always happy to take a stab at answering that question. And if we can't answer it ourselves, we'll be happy to point you in the right direction where you might be able to find some more information.
Awesome. Yeah, reach out to us, support@goshippo.com if you have any questions. We work pretty closely with our sales team as well in our chat options. So if you need us and if you need any help, please feel free to reach out to us. And then the one thing that I wanted to mention that we actually just announced yesterday, given the current situation, is that we have decided to waive fees for our small businesses that are shipping with us, all new and current customers. So if you're shipping below 5,000 packages per month, normally there is a 5-cent label fee on the pay-as-you-go plan, and there are subscription fees as well. We've decided to just say, hey, let's help our all the businesses out there right now as we all go through this situation together, and we've waived them. So if you have any questions around that, you should have gotten an email in our announcement yesterday morning, and we're super excited to help in any way that we can given the current circumstances. So reach out to us if you have any questions, but we've basically decided to waive all of our fees so that you can get your packages to your customers right now. I'm just going to take a quick scan at any of the questions that might be coming up. Oh, there's another question around support. So we have a button right in the when you're logged into Shippo. If you want to give us a call and want to talk to us, so just hit that button. There's a phone icon. Once you hit that, we'll connect with you through there.
Yeah, and I'll take one question here. I see one around our plans. So when our platform is not free, which it will be for quite some time, from my understanding, we have two different pricing plans available. One is a pay-as-you-go plan, as Joe mentioned. You're charged 5 cents per label that you create for Shippo's fee, and that's the only fee associated with using Shippo on that plan. And then we have our professional plan. That professional plan is a subscription plan, and it includes additional services like branded content, discounted insurance, and escalated support. And that does have a monthly fee associated with it that starts at $10 and is based on your overall volume of shipments during the month. So if you have any further questions about our pricing, please feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to help. Our service is for packages and parcels. We don't service regular mail at this time, so I saw a couple questions come in concerning that. We are a package and parcel service, and that's where all of our discounts lie. We don't provide postage for regular mail.
All right, I think we got through all of the questions. Thank you both for coming online with me today. And we're gonna actually do this weekly moving forward to help all of our customers as they come online. So this may change a little bit in terms of the content that we show, but generally we want to help kind of how you get started online and how you start to use Shippo and create your processes and workflows around shipping and getting your orders out there. But if you want to join us again next week or have anyone else that you want to refer to Shippo and help them get started, we'll be back online next week at the same time, 11 a.m. PST. We will send out another email. We'll also send out the links to register for this webinar again for next week in our in the follow-up email. So look out for a follow-up email in the next couple of days. Usually we have it out within 24 hours or 48 hours. But we have a couple questions on the HubSpot or through the form that we want to answer individually as well. But thank you for joining us, Mike and Malcolm. Thank you for your insights. And I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. And we will see you guys next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.